I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Browns edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Mark Word might be the biggest loss on this list. He'll be out for the rest of the season. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles get squeezed out by 4 points. Over at Heinz Field, we had the Steelers win this one to the tune of 13 points. Jamel White had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Buccaneers beat the Ravens. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Orlando Brown is on the move as he gets a contract for what can only be referred to as crazy money. 6 years, $5.1 million, plus a $1.0 million signing bonus. Jeff Hardings got snatched up as well, and he signs a 2-year contract with the Colts. Sam Madison will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 4 years, $10.6 million, plus a $1.0 million signing bonus. Wayne Gandy is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Panthers.
Falcons, Saints. Michael Jenkins is split out at the 3-yard line and takes the quick hitch, touchdown. The Falcons win this one by the final score of 14-10. The Rams defense held their opponents to under 150 passing yards in their win at Lambeau Field. The 49ers won on the road and will head into their bye week on a high note. Right by Lady Liberty in New York, we had the Jets edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. Over at Arrowhead Stadium, we had the Chiefs decisively win by 17 points. Paul ran for an incredible 200-plus yards and helped his Panthers beat the Bears. Texans, Chargers. Dave Ragone is lined up a step or two outside the line of scrimmage at the 8. And, oh man, he pulls it off his shoe top. 6. The Texans go on to win this by the final score of 42-28. The Vikings defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at the HHH Metrodome. And last but not least, we had the Bills come away victorious. So as usual, plenty of surprises around the NFL. And heck, we just got into week 1. My primetime players' game balls go out to these gentlemen, each one with a fine start to the season. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.